So, because I decided to use YouTube as like a who knows what, a diary, my digital footprint into the ether of nothingness known as the internet, I found an old video I made for a different channel. I had all these ideas a few years ago. I wanted to do one about AI, one about Hollywood and movies that I like and hate, and one hysterically about philosophy that I know nothing about. But anyway, I've decided to just use one channel, which will be this one, and then if I find anything else from the dozens of other attempts I made, I'll find them and delete them. And I'm not very savvy with tech, so I'm just figuring out how to use OBS now, hence the terrible quality webcam from a laptop, no microphone, terrible presentation, and I barely know what I'm doing, but hey, we're learning, aren't we? So if you're here for quality, go away. Anyway, I found this old video I made about Lucas StarWars, the sequel trilogy, and I wanted it to be on here. It's called Disney Star Wars: A Decade of Dog Shit. Fucking hell. I can be truly retarded sometimes. Anyway, I stand by that trilogy is dog shit. So I'm just going to play this, and then I'm going to, I don't know, walk around the house until it's done playing and then upload it onto this channel. There you go. To quality, ladies and gentlemen.
Let me paint a picture of what we'll do with Star Wars. A new trilogy, spin-off movies, TV shows. Yes, this is the way. We'll include all the legacy characters. We won't give them storylines, no. We'll end their storylines. In fact, we'll retroactively destroy the very essence of their character. For example, Han Solo. He will become a tired, withered, old fool who's given up on his son, who's gone back to the ways of smuggling, running and gunning, and handling his life away. And of course, his life will be taken to serve the story of his son, but not really, because his son will be so poorly written, so contradictory will Kylo Ren be, that he doesn't know if he's good, he doesn't know if he's bad. He chooses one, and then the other, and ultimately matters not, because the convolution will serve as depth, you see. People will defend it. Sycophants abound when you have a franchise this large, even when you're burning it to the ground before their very eyes. Leia, Princess Leia. Oh, no. The title of princess is sexist and misogynist. She's a general now, but a general of what, you ask? Not a rebellion, no. A carbon copy of it. The resistance. But there's no one there. The New Republic has no army to offer, so she's a general of nothing. Oh, and also for no reason, she's extremely powerful with the Force. How, you ask? It matters not. We'll cram it into the third movie in a flashback scene, and then you can do the homework and find out how it all fits in, because of course it doesn't. Speaking of the writing team, there is none. We'll hire J.J. Abrams for the first. He'll make a carbon copy of A New Hope and pose questions, but he will not answer those questions, no. We'll replace him with Rian Johnson for the second, who totally subverts, changes, and contradicts all the setups from J.J.'s movie, and for some reason will end the story in the middle of the new trilogy. But don't worry, if you think that we don't have a plan, we do, and that is to continue this idea of having no plan. JJ will return and undo a bunch of the things that Rian Johnson in turn undid, thus making a hot, steaming pile of rancid feces for a storyline. And if the public have any issue with that, it will be an ist, it will be a phobe, it will be whatever we need it to be at whatever time. And don't worry, we'll tap into the access media who want tickets to Disneyland, or to get access to interviews interviews with cast and crew and attend premieres. They won't engage with the arguments at all. They'll pretend they don't exist, and they'll create straw man. But you see, it's not that the critics want cohesive storytelling, no. It's not that they want legacy characters on it. It's not even that they want them to just behave as the way they've been depicted in the past. It's because they're racist. It's because they're sexist. It's because they fear change, you see. Now I know what you're thinking. What about Luke? What about the heir to Anakin's legacy? The tragedy of Anakin Skywalker, the chosen one. How he fell and was redeemed in the twilight of his story by his own son, Luke Skywalker, the symbol of hope, the unrelenting good in the galaxy. Well, you see, he hates the Jedi now. He hates the very idea of hope. And most importantly, he despises himself because he's a failure in his own eyes. Why, you ask? It's a stupid question. He just does. Yes, the man who saw good in his father through the veil of the dark side and all its power, who never gave up, has now contemplated murdering his own nephew in his sleep because unlike Darth Vader, Kylo Ren had the dark side seeded in him and Luke couldn't take it anymore. He had to consider killing him, you see. Yes, his sister's child, his best friend's son. For Luke Skywalker, he's a pathetic, self-loathing fool. He secludes himself, cuts himself off from the Force, throws his legendary lightsaber off of a cliff. This will serve subversion and nothing else. You want screen time of him reacting to Han's death? You want him explaining how he got here? No, no, no. Here's a scene of him drinking foul green titty milk from some disgusting creature sitting on the banks of this pointless island. And after all, why should we give Luke the spotlight? This is not his story. This is not the inheritance of Anakin Skywalker's legacy. No, this is a random girl's story now, with no connection to them at all. Or does she have a connection to them? We haven't decided, but we have, but we haven't. We'll let one writer think one thing, one director think another, and we'll throw all this creatively bankrupt poo on the wall that is the cinema. And the audience will not have a choice. You can't unsee what we've just done. You can't undo the shit that has just been taken on your face. The best you can do is wipe it off and move along. For you see, Rey is better than Luke. She's better than Anakin. She's better than everyone at everything. And as for her story, her arc as it were, well that's it. That's all it is. Simple, elegant, isn't it? Oh, and at the last minute, she's Palpatine. But at the very last minute, she's Skywalker. Why? Fuck you. That's why. And Palpatine, I don't know what you're doing here, but hey, you're there now. And Snoke, I don't know what's going on. You're a clone. You're a vessel. You're a project. You're Palpatine's consciousness merged into a body. No, perhaps you're your own entity being manipulated. You know what? What am I doing? I'm explaining a backstory that will cram into external reading sources. A little bit of homework for the audience, but when we fail to tell an actual story on the screen, isn't this delightful? And what's that you say? Criticisms may be levied against us. People may threaten to stop watching. Well, how do you know it's bad if you've never even seen it? But at the same time, well, if you don't like it, don't watch it. This was never about a cohesive story or argumentation. It's just about doing stuff and making people accept it. And it's working like a charm. Sure, the story makes no sense. Sure, the characters are poorly portrayed at best and at worst totally and utterly destroyed, disrespected, and now relegated to the history books, the lore external to this universe, the rich history so many talented writers have worked on. Gone. We'll replace it with our own garbage that no one will read, and the audiences may decline with each release. The stock market will make us pay. We'll lose lose profit after every project, but it doesn't matter. It never mattered. All that mattered really is the message, and we've delivered it. We've hand-fisted it into everything we've got now. Yeah, so that is my idea for Star Wars and Lucasfilm as a whole. And just remember, if you're ever feeling distressed or in despair for what we've done, well, the Force is female now. And if you ever doubt what I mean by that, I suggest you consult the lesbian space witches pulling on the thread. We've changed it all. Good luck out there. Ta-ta, everybody. And remember this, if I may leave you with one important lesson. If you were a fan and you're struggling with what we've done, fuck you, idiot. That will be all.
And there you go. Fuck, genius
Okay, so
stuff.
I wanted to.
Oh! Genius stuff, eh? All of a sudden, look at Spider-Man's ass. Look at his ass. Yeah, oh, genius. The 3 endings I did there, just didn't want to wrap it up, did I? Anyway, I thought it was funny, and that's it. That was that video. Who knows what's coming up next? Whoa! Later.